In this video, we'll be looking at the Focus Merge feature inside of Affinity. So before starting, if you want to follow along with this video, please find the link for the images in the description. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity. Now with that said, let's get started with the video. So before showcasing the merge feature and applying to our images, first of all, I'll navigate below and open the Finder window. And inside of the Finder window, we have different collection of the rose image. And the total number of images that we have is 25. But the difference between each of the image here is that they are distinctly different from one another in terms of depth of field and focal length. So these are the collection of images that we have. Now, I'll simply navigate back to our Affinity UI. Now, in order to access the Focus Merge feature, we'll navigate to the top and select File menu item. After selecting the File menu item, navigate below and hover over the option of New Image Process. Inside of it, simply select the option of Focus Merge right here. Now you can see that after we have selected the option of Focus Merge, it has now displayed a new Focus Merge box. So the next thing that we'll be doing is adding those collection of images inside of it. So in order to add those collection of image, navigate below and select the add button right here. And now let's select the image file right here. And first of all, let's drag below and now hold down the shift key and then click on the final image, which is image 25 file right here. And after selecting every files or images, let's click on open. Now you can see that every images has successfully loaded inside of new Focus Merge box. Now the next thing that we will be doing is we'll simply click on OK. Now you can see that Affinity has started to process each of those images in the collection. And here Affinity will apply three things. One is it will align the images accordingly with one another. The next thing is it will calculate and adjust the bitmap for the final output of the image. And third, it will make our close-up subject much more sharper, which is rose in terms of this image, and then blur out every other areas that are out of focus, such as background. Now, after it has processed and applied the focus merge effect for these stack of images, you can notice on the right that it provides us with this source panel right here. And if you look at the left in the toolbar, you can see that the clone brush tool is actively selected by default. So what this basically allows us to do is we can simply use this sources panel and the clone stamp tool right here and then fix the areas or bring in the best areas from each of the images to our final focus merged image. So in order to do that, we can simply navigate below to bottom left and click on the eye icon right here in order to toggle it and preview our selected image in the sources panel. And then after toggling the eye icon for the visibility, we can simply now select each of the image inside of sources panel. So for example, if I select image 1, you can now see that it is displaying image 1. And what we can do is we can simply brush out the areas to bring in the best information or in order to fix the areas in our final focus merged image. So let's say, for example, I think the edges of the portion here are quite sharp and has details. So I can simply now brush over these areas. So if I simply click and brush over here, then what it does is it will bring the information in this particular area from this image 1 that we have selected in the sources panel to our final focus merged image. So similarly, we can check other images as well by simply selecting it and also toggling our visibility to on right here in order to carefully analyze the best areas that has details as well as to fix the areas that had issues inside of our final merged image. So we can simply select each of these images and then paint over the areas to bring in the information from the selected image inside of the sources panel. So I'll turn on toggle source preview option again. And let's say if I now like this particular area or portion in the image 3 layer in the sources panel, then I can simply brush over this area like so. And what it does is it will automatically bring in this particular area that we have recently brushed to our final focus merged image right here. So similarly, let's drag below more and toggle on the eye icon again. And let's say if I really like the details at the center, then in that case, by selecting the image 4 in which I liked the details at the center of the rows, I can simply brush over the center like so. And what it does is it will now bring or retain those areas that we have brushed recently and bring those areas inside of our final focus merged image. And if your image or the final focus merged image has few issues in there, we can fix those issues by using sources panel like so. Now let's close down the sources panel. After closing the sources panel, next let's add dimension to our object, which is the rose that is the center of attention in this image or portrait. So in order to add dimension, first of all, let's navigate to the right and add a new pixel layer by clicking on this icon below right here. Let's decrease its opacity to somewhere at 22% for now, because we want our dimension to be much more subtle. Next, let's navigate to the right and from the toolbar, let's select our paintbrush tool. After selecting the paintbrush tool, let's also adjust the value of flow. So I'll set the value of flow somewhere at maybe 7% for now. Now, by selecting the foreground color as black and making sure the pixel layer is selected, we can simply brush over the shadow areas like so to add the shadows to the areas where there should be the shadow like so. So we can also use the small bracket key like so in order to decrease the size of our brush and then simply paint over these areas like so within the rows. Now similarly, we can also toggle our foreground color to white by using the shortcut key of X, and after toggling the foreground color to white, we can simply increase the size of the brush by using the shortcut key of big bracket key like so, and then brush over the areas such as these right here where there are brightness. As you can see here, we're simply brushing over these areas like so where there are brightness in order to add the dimension to our rows like so. And what this also does is it will make our main subject, which is rose, much more popped out and appealing in comparison to other things in the image. So now if I click on the toggle visibility icon, this is the before and this is after. And the next thing that we want to do is, since we want to add contrast in the highlights and shadows of our final rose image beneath our currently created empty pixel layer, we can change the blend mode to overlay. Since the blend mode of overlay will add the contrast in highlights and shadows beneath the layers of the currently selected layer where we have simply brushed the shadow areas and highlight areas. So now if I toggle the visibility, you can see that it has successfully added that dimension by making our rows much more popped compared to before. So this is how you can use the photo merge feature inside of Affinity. So the next application of the photo merge feature is, let's say for example, you are or you have shot a picture of a bird that is perched at top of a branch and there's a bit of movement in your final images. Then in those cases, in order to align your subject, which is the bird, at the center of your portrait or image, you can use this feature of photo merge. So in simple words, you can simply use to fix the alignment of your subject in your image in Affinity by using this feature. So if you find this video helpful, please click on the like button, and for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video and see you on the next video.